Now at 5, a judge rules on a Missouri law concerning gender-affirming care, plus the grant that could improve safety for Neosho firefighters, and
a ceasefire deal between Israel and Hezbollah is expected to end fighting in Lebanon. I'm Natalie Brand at the White House with what it could mean for a larger deal between Israel and Hamas.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Delaware County, Oklahoma authorities are looking for answers in an apparent double suicide involving a mother and her 2 children. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Dow Quick. The 3 bodies were discovered in an abandoned vehicle on State Highway 85 and 340 Road east of Ketchum, Oklahoma over the weekend. Authorities now say the mother was 38-year-old Alicia Pena of Tulsa. The children were a 7-year-old girl and a 5-year-old boy. The Delaware County Sheriff's Office believes Pena shot her 2 children before shooting herself. Authorities are still investigating and say they don't know what brought that family to the Grand Lake area. A Missouri judge rules on a state law concerning gender-affirming care for minors. The ruling upholds a new state law that bans some gender-affirming health care for minors, such as surgery and medications. The judge says the ban is constitutional. Republican Attorney General Andrew Bailey says Missouri is the first state in the nation to successfully defend such a law at the trial court level. Opponents of the ban say they will appeal the ruling. We're going to hear more from both sides tonight at 6. Neosho, Missouri firefighters could be better protected thanks to a $10,000 grant. The Newton County Public Safety Grant is to buy an extractor, washer, and dryer for removing hazardous contaminants from gear. This should help protect the firefighters from exposure to toxins that can lead to cancer.
Cancers that truly affect us. This has been huge for us, just to be able to have this here in our stations and not to have to transport it anymore, not to have to send it out to be washed.
According to the National Institute for Occupational Health and Safety, firefighters have a 9% higher risk of developing cancer than the general U.S. population. Bit chilly out there today. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy.
Yeah, a little bit on the cool side, a little bit below where we should be for this time of the year. Temperatures right now 51 in Joplin, 48 is where we stand in Pittsburgh, 50 in Carthage, Anderson, a little bit warmer at 54 degrees. Neodesha at 50, Nevada is sitting at 46 degrees. Our winds have been a little bit breezy for us today. These are actually going to pick up a bit as we get into tomorrow afternoon. And if we look at our evening planner, clouds will start to thicken up as we slide back through the 40s, eventually into the upper 30s later on tonight. But you can see those clouds thickening up across the region. Here comes our next little wave. It doesn't have a ton of moisture with it, but it will give us some scattered showers in the region as we get into Wednesday afternoon. Of course, we're going to be talking about that here in just a bit.
See you soon. Millions of people are already hitting the highways for the Thanksgiving holiday that includes tens of thousands traveling to or through the 4-state area. We hit the streets to catch up with some of these travelers to find out exactly why they're passing through.
Beautiful. Roads are clean. It's people are nice. Everything's slower pace of life, you know.
So far it's been great. It's a beautiful country. I love the trees. I'm from Texas, so we don't have too many trees where I'm from, so I love it.
A lot of travelers tell us they also enjoy the low gas prices. Missouri currently has some of the lowest gas prices in the nation. In fact, all 4 states in our area have gas prices below the national average. That's according to AAA. Oklahoma has the lowest at $2.51, Arkansas next at $2.65. Kansas and Missouri round out our area at $2.70 and $2.71. The prices are even lower in many of our specific area counties. President Biden announces that the U.S. has helped broker a ceasefire deal between Israel and Hezbollah in Lebanon to end the fighting there. Natalie Brand has more details now from the White House.
President Biden announced a U.S. brokered ceasefire deal between Israel and Hezbollah.
Under the deal reached today, effective at 4 a.m. tomorrow local time, the fighting across the Lebanese-Israeli border will end.
The deal will be implemented immediately, but in phases, giving Israel 60 days permitted for the withdrawal of its forces. Even as negotiations continued Tuesday, an Israeli airstrike hit a residential building in Beirut. Lebanon's health ministry says attacks have killed more than 3,500 people since fighting started and displaced more than 1 million. On the Israeli side, about 90 soldiers and nearly 50 civilians have been killed in the north and tens of thousands displaced.
Civilians on both sides will soon be able to safely return to their communities and begin to rebuild their homes, their schools, their farms, their businesses.
The Biden administration hopes a ceasefire deal in Lebanon could provide momentum for ending the war between Israel and Hamas in Gaza.
By de-escalating tensions in the region, it can also help us to end the conflict in Gaza. In particular, Hamas will know that it can't count on other fronts opening up in the war.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken says the administration is in communication with the incoming Trump administration and hopes continuity leads to peace and security in the region. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
A Trump transition official says the president-elect is committed to peace in the Middle East and added, quote, President Trump rightfully predicted that actors in the region would make moves toward peace because of his historic victory. Still ahead, a disturbing trend among young adults.
This National Diabetes Month, more younger people are being diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. I'm Naomi Ruckham with programs trying to change that.
And a look at the relative value of HPV vaccines for young people. Those stories next in Health Watch. Topping today's Health Watch, women who have severe complications during a first pregnancy are less likely to have more babies. That's according to a new study out of Sweden, where researchers looked at more than 1 million women with new babies over a more than 20-year period. They found 3.5% of new mothers had serious complications and were 12% less likely to have another child. Women who had heart problems, a ruptured uterus, or mental health issues were 50% less likely to have more children. Offering the HPV vaccine to adults ages 27 to 45 might not prevent HPV-related cancers or cut costs. New research published in the Annals of Internal Medicine found that vaccinating this large group is more expensive and less effective than vaccinating younger people. Study authors believe vaccinating those 27 and younger is the most effective way to prevent cancers related to HPV. Home testing kits can substantially increase screening for colorectal cancer. New research from the University of North Carolina looked at about 4,000 adults with average risk. The study found that those who received the at-home collection kits were 3 times more likely to be screened within 6 months. A positive result on the home test indicates trace amounts of blood in the stool, which is potentially an early sign of cancer. November is National Diabetes Month. It's estimated nearly 40 million Americans have diabetes, including adults and kids, according to the National Institutes of Health. More and more younger people are being diagnosed with diabetes in recent years. Naomi Ruckham has more.
Measurement of
Janiyah Lewis was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes 5 years ago. Just 23 years old, she says it was a shock.
Because I was eating right, I was exercising. For the first year I ignored it, but I couldn't anymore because my body kept getting tired.
She says managing her diabetes with a toddler has been challenging.
It's really hard for me to stay focused and take care of myself the way I need to.
More children, teens, and young adults are developing type 2 diabetes in recent years, according to the CDC. Dr. Colette Knight says that's due to factors such as being overweight and less physically active.
Diabetes is associated with many complications: heart disease, kidney disease, and stroke. And so it's important to identify and to treat early so that these young adults don't develop the complications.
35 is the recommended age for adults to be screened for diabetes. Earlier if you have family history and conditions such as high blood pressure or cholesterol. The Molly Diabetes Center at Hackensack University Medical Center offers classes focusing on nutrition, exercise, and managing medications.
working with them in terms of, yes, having regular meals, having snacks maybe that don't contain carbohydrates.
Lewis has learned it's not just about what she's eating, but when.
My blood sugars were so high because I tend to not eat all day, and then at night I would eat big meal, and it would just spike it.
And she's trying to find time to get moving. She's also learned walking can help keep her blood sugar down. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News.
The American Diabetes Association says nearly 9 million adults with diabetes in the U.S. are undiagnosed. And that is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, you could be leaving money on the table.
Do you have an unused gift card? I'm Christian Benavides with just how much money shoppers are leaving behind.
Plus, we're going to be looking at your holiday forecast coming up next. Well, it turned out to be a chilly Tuesday for us today, but overall, not a bad day. We have partly sunny skies across the region. It looks pretty good right now. Here's a nice shot of our Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Indigo is just outside of Seneca, Missouri. All right, temperatures, it's a little bit below where we should be for this time of the year, but overall still not bad. Grove 54, Anderson much of the same. Nevada is sitting at 46, Chanute 50, Iola is checking in at 48 degrees. Let's go outside. Here's 7th. Here's Rangeline sitting at 51, southerly winds at about 5 to 10, and our winds will pick up a little bit more as we go through the next few days. Clouds increase. We slide back through the 40s. During the evening hours, we have those south winds right now at about 5 to 10 miles per hour, but these are going to pick up a little bit. They're going to stay decently light tonight, and then by tomorrow afternoon as a front drops through, our winds are going to pick up with gusts 20, upwards of 25 behind that front, staying breezy all the way into Thanksgiving, and then by Thanksgiving afternoon, the winds will start to calm down just a little bit. Let's go outside. Clouds have been thickening up across the region. We're going to have mostly cloudy skies as we go through the overnight hours. Our next little storm system is building out toward the west. You can see some snow up across the central parts of the Rockies. And then here's the main wave. It just kind of slides through. It's very weak, but it will keep our temperatures kind of chilly as we go through the next few days. Also, a few showers in the forecast. Cloudy for us tonight, or at least mostly cloudy skies as we drop back. Upper 30s to near 40 degrees. Let's go to the noon hour. Clouds thickening, band of rain to our north if you're traveling north along the I-70 corridor. And then as we go through the afternoon, this band of showers start to press in, especially along and north of I-44. So here's 4 p.m. Any showers we do see mainly out of here by about 7 p.m. Then the clouds will start to break up a little bit. It's going to be a chilly start as we go into Thursday morning. Overnight lows into the upper 20s. But as we go through the day on Thanksgiving, near 40 by noon, I think most of us get into lower 40s for highs, and then we tumble again all the way down into lower 20s by Friday morning, which of course is Black Friday. All right, 41 in the morning, 52 by noon, high temp 56, few showers starting to pop up late in the day. Again, most of these are going to be north of I-44, but something we'll keep our eyes on. Then on Thanksgiving, when we get some sun, it's just going to be chilly. 41 in the morning, 1 p.m., 39 degrees. We back down to about 32 by 5 p.m. As we go into Friday afternoon, temperatures hold into lower 40s once again, so it stays chilly. Now here comes the storm system. Here's Saturday morning. You can actually see a little bit of snow in our northern counties. We want to watch this. This will mainly slide to our north and to our east, but something we should keep our eyes on as we go into later this week. All right, 56 tomorrow, 43 on Thanksgiving, 43 on Friday, and then back to 48 Saturday. So stays kind of chilly, mainly into the 40s for about the next 7 days, and then we get back into the 50s by the middle of next week.
Yeah, and those overnight lows, those are more than chilly. Those are cool. Yeah, thanks, Doug. Coming up, some stats concerning unused gift cards that might surprise you. Topping today's Consumer Watch, the holiday season is quickly approaching, and it's likely you're going to be giving or receiving a gift card or two for a retailer or a restaurant. Christian Benavides reports many of those cards are not getting used.
Thomas Visgentas says he has an unused gift card sitting at home. I think there's a Starbucks card that I ended up not using that I need to use pretty soon.
He's far from alone. A survey from the personal finance site Bankrate found 43% of Americans have unused gift cards, gift vouchers, or store credit that add up to an average of $244.
Most of them probably end up in like someone's drawer or, I don't know, in the back of a car seat, and they just don't use it.
It's our lifestyle, I guess, just we see it and we toss it aside and forget about it.
I'm surprised how the amount of unused gift card value continues to grow.
Bankrate senior industry analyst Ted Rossman says it's not just the recipient's fault.
Put some thought into the store or restaurant that you're giving. Pick a place that your recipient likes. The gift card can be targeted. You just have to put some thought into what you're giving.
If you don't want to use the gift card because you don't like that store, there are plenty of websites that will offer cash for them.
Card Cash pays around 80% of the gift card's value. Another site called gcx.race hosts a marketplace to sell cards. There's a 15% fee when someone buys it. But the simplest solution may be to just use it.
And you said you definitely know of a Starbucks gift card that you haven't used.
Yeah, I do.
Do you live here?
I do live here, yeah.
There's a Starbucks right there.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. I should use it.
I think you should.
Long story short, yeah.
Experts say treat those cards like cash and make sure you're not throwing free money away. Cristian Benavides, CBS News, Miami.
Microsoft says its 365 service should be fully restored today. This comes after an outage blocked access to key subscription services like Outlook and Teams yesterday. The company deployed a fix, though users experienced delays in recovering service. Microsoft is investigating the cause of that global outage. And Amazon workers in more than 20 countries, including the U.S., are planning strikes and protests between Black Friday and Cyber Monday. The labor group organizing the protests, Uni Global Union, says workers want to raise awareness of what it calls Amazon's anti-worker and anti-democratic practices. An Amazon spokesperson says the company is always listening and looking for ways to improve, but it's proud of its competitive pay, benefits, and work experience. A final check of the forecast next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, meet the twins who are a perfect match in a pivotal way. How the gift of giving saved one sister's life. Then on KOAM News at 6, we're going to have responses to the Missouri court ruling concerning gender-affirming care for minors. Plus, Southwest Missouri authorities have a warning about a particular car theft danger during the colder months. And Missouri Southern women's basketball plays in Puerto Rico. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. The kids at Fairland Elementary in Carthage got a head start on Thanksgiving with their own version of the Macy's Parade. Kids learned about the history of the parade. Then, instead of traditional balloons like the Macy's Parade, the kids displayed their original pictures of some of their favorite book characters. Fairview Balloon Parade is the brainchild of a second grade teacher.
Share with their families about the history of the parade and that they'll watch it on Thanksgiving. I also hope that they'll take a love of reading from this because in my class we read a lot, and I know that all the other classes read a lot.
This is the third year of the Fairview Balloon Parade, and what a great idea, what a great experience. Teacher making learning fun.
Yeah, there you go.
Do. The weather kind of chilly, Doug.
Yeah, it's going to be cool once again tonight. We drop back into the upper 30s. 56 tomorrow, some showers popping up late, and then cooling down for Thanksgiving and Black Friday.
All right. Joplin's City Hall is now decked out for the holidays. The storefront of the building, which was once the Newman's department store, was lit this evening, and this is a live look. This year, the display celebrates the community's mining heritage. We're going to show you more as we close. We'll see you right back here at 6. Let's make it a great evening.